Hi everyone, my name is Bria Burke, and in this YouTube video, I will be covering examples of human adaptations and how, as well as why, they evolved. The human is a very complex species and has had many forms of evolution since the first, Homo erectus. One of the greatest adaptations for humans is bipedalism. Bipedalism is just a fancy word meaning to walk upright. If you have studied anthropology, then you know humans derive from apes. That's right, the rumors you have heard are true. But now back to bipedalism. Bipedalism is what makes humans, well, human, and separates us from the hominids from four-legged apes. Africa suffered extreme climate change during the Miocene era, which resulted in the loss of some forests and grasslands. Our ancestors were forced to move out of the savannas to find food. The climate change increased the distances between the food patches, so for the Homo erectus species to survive, they had to move and adapt. This migration made more sense with bipedalism because less energy was consumed, by 75% to be exact, and it made traveling much faster. Not only did traveling become faster, but being able to stand upright allowed for better visibility and seeing prey. I'm sure you are wondering how they were able to move and walk upright. We do not have the same anatomy completely as an ape. The body changes in the Homo erectus allow for this adaptation. The pelvis changed from tall and flat and front to back to being much shorter and more bowl-shaped. This allowed more leverage for the muscles that are used to walk upright. Next, the angle of the thigh bone changed and pointed more inwards, which allowed for the feet to be centered under the body. The spine curved, creating an S shape. The spinal change brings the body weight over the hips, allowing a cushion while walking. Lastly, the lower limbs grew longer and the feet became smaller than ones of an ape. These were all gradual changes that resulted in bipedalism and the first human species. Next, there are two primary ways that our bodies respond to physiological stress. The first one would be acclimatization. Acclimatization is how our bodies adapt in short periods of time to new climates and new conditions. Suntans are a great example of this and probably the most common. To clarify, a suntan is beneficial to the skin, but overexposure can result in a sunburn, which is definitely hazardous to the body. A suntan creates a layer of protection from UV, ultraviolet rays. Another example is how our bodies react to higher altitudes. There is an increase in lung capacity, creating more air during each breath. And our bodies produce extra red blood cells which transport oxygen through the body. The second primary way our body responds is adaptation, which is permanent. Adaptation is a result of natural selection and can be inherited and passed down generations. There are two rules when discussing adaptation. The first is Bergmann's rule, created by Carl Bergmann. This rule is based on the relationship between overall body size climate. Large bodies have smaller surface area to volume ratios and higher altitudes, which means more heat is being produced. It is more beneficial to have a larger body in cold climates to stay warm. An example, in the snow, you will see polar bears opposed to grizzly bears. Polar bears have a high body mass. Their bodies have adapted to the air temperatures being consistently low. As volume increases, surface area increases at a slower rate. Animals are usually the examples when discussing Bergmann's rule, but this adaptation also applies to humans. Due to technology today and large buildings, natural selection is not a factor in the shaping of human bodies. We are able to have man-made creations and clothing to create warmth in the cold and to stay chill in the heat. The second fundamental rule is Allen's rule, created by Joel Allen. This rule is based on the relationship between limb proportions and temperatures. Shorter and more compact bodies have less surface area than elongated bodies. When the air temperature is consistently high, people have a lower body mass. Warm-blooded animals living in cold climates have shorter limbs and ears based on this rule. Examples are rabbits, fox, and, well, even humans. These are only some of the adaptations of humans. There are many others, like racial adaptation, endurance running, behavioral adaptation, and the list goes on. I challenge my viewers to select one and learn more. Comment below your favorite adaptation and any questions you may have. Thank you for watching my YouTube video. I hope you learned a lot.